Welcome to Puddney Ridge TV.
I'm Jeff,
I'm Danny.
and tonight we're going to be assembling
The Valiant E-Flite Valiant.
and thanks to Anderson RC in Thomasville, North Carolina for the DX6E radio. We're not sponsored by them, but Matt, if you're watching,
Yeah, hook us up,
hook us
Matt.
up. And we got E-Flite batteries, and we'll go over a little more of this and we'll get into it. So first things first, let's unbox it. See what we got.
Pull it.
Alright, turn it over. There we go.
No, not the mic.
Broke the mic. The mic was looking for it. Go ahead and get it. We are professionals. That's no doubt about that. So, just looking at how it's packaged, it's packaged in
Styrofoam.
pretty good, yeah.
Get the manual.
The manual off. And
Thanks to Kershaw. Great nice. yeah, Kershaw sponsorship.
Christy, if you're watching, turn the volume off so you don't hear the styrofoam. Inside joke. Let's see what we got here.
Enough with it. Let's see what we got here.
Yeah, right.
It's just tag. Tag on it.
We'll see. So right out of the box, everything's installed. Wow, looks good. Can you zoom in on that and see the servos and everything's already installed?
Camera lady, did you get a zoom in on that?
I'm working on it.
Tell me if you need more time.
Got a wing.
Alright, good.
So, everything's packaged really tight, isn't it?
Mm-hmm. Sorry, can't say that. Do we need these instructions? Nah. Probably gonna need those instructions. Probably gonna need those. Actually, I don't think that was instructional. I think it was warranty stuff.
Sludge. ESC notice for your units, the voltage cutoff for the E-Flite 30A Pro SB brushless ECS has been preset to the 3-cell low voltage cutoff to match the 3S LiPo battery, including the plane. No programming change will be necessary. Normal default setting of the ESC is 74% cutoff. Okay. So right out of the box, let's see what we got here in this. So model assembly, main landing gear installation. So the hatch is A, B would be the gear itself, and C is going to be 4 screws.
But this is what everybody complains about. They're not labeled.
Okay, so if you go in the instructions,
So, if you buy this, it's not labeled anywhere. Every
They're not?
video I've seen, every assembly forum, they're not labeled. E-Flite, get it together. Label the screws, please.
you should have a comes in the box here. Yeah, they're not labeled.
Not labeled.
Nope.
It's 4.
So
One of them's wings. One of them's landing gear. One of them's tail section.
okay. Well, I'm sure we can figure it out.
Yep.
So there's 2 that goes back here. three. There's three that goes in the tail right here. A small one and two large ones. But they're, like I say, they're not labeled. Let's look through here to see if there's a breakdown of what's in the box.
I'm always trying to figure out the right way. I'm just gonna grab screws and start
Well, I
trying
mean, you can always do it that way. I mean, that's the way we typically do things, but
No. That is fine threads. So that's gonna be those.
yep.
So this is gonna be the landing.
I agree with that. And these little small ones here are four of them. I guarantee they go to the floats right here. So there's five
That
of
we're
them.
not gonna be using.
Yep. So here's the bond plug. We need to hang on to that. I'll put the relays and stuff.
Actually, move this fine plug this way on this side of the landing gear. It's got an extension on it,
Yep.
which is excellent.
Yep. I like how they put where you can work with it.
Except they don't label the screws.
So they don't label screws, so we'll need to figure out which screws go where. While he's doing that, I'll put the tail section together.
Let's see that other screwdriver. I think we're using the impact.
I mean, it could be.
I don't know that'd be a good idea with foam. And drop the screw.
Now, word from our sponsor, the weather.
The rain.
Yeah.
Here comes
So-
the rain, guys.
Let me hold this here for you. We'll get that straight.
Looks like they sent on extra screws. It's probably for all the float system.
Yep. So what we'll show you here is that we've decided that the landing gear is held on by these large head washers. So there's going to be 5 of these in this pack.
Sorry for the rain, guys. We got a tin roof. It just started storming.
So there's the smaller screws. 4 of them go here for the floats, and there's one in the very tail,
Tail wheel.
the tail wheel right there. And that's the 5 small ones. So there'll be an extra one of those screws left. So at this point, we'll roll over this, put the tail on it. The tail slides in the notch. Okay, so now we need to figure out which screws. There's 2 long ones,
It's gonna be 2 of these.
and then one of these
And
little
then
small
a little
ones.
small one.
There's a little bit of a gap here. So the key to that is pull this whole assembly forward until it finally goes in the hole.
Small screwdriver. There.
This one good. So in case y'all wondering, it's about 100 degrees in here.
Yeah. Small screw, tail wheel.
Okay, so you have 2 long screws here, and a short screw here for the hinge. And I'm sure that all that screw does is keeps this from, when on grass and stuff, being able to pull this hinge apart. So at this point, we'll slide the rubber. Rubber down on this. And then there's only one hole to put this in. Some of them have multiples. Actually, there is. There's 2 holes there. I'll go to the very bottom hole first. See how it flies with that. Alright. We'll do that one too.
It probably says which one to put it in. It's hard.
Alright.
There we go.
Alright, so that's pretty much a good start.
Alright. Check the instructions
Okay, so at this
that
point,
we hadn't really followed that much after all.
you have your 2 carbon rods. Large one in the front, small one in the back. Yeah, it's hot. So to show you what we've got left over here, this is for floats. Floats there.
I don't really
Float installation optional.
optional, but it's supposed to have them. The installation's optional.
One flew.
I ain't put them out somewhere.
No.
Yeah.
We'll do a little research on that and get back to you.
Oh, I thought it was supposed to come with them. I could be wrong.
So simple.
Okay.
Comes with the gear legs, but it doesn't come with floats. So, alright. So at this point, we plug in. Nanny's got the wing together. So you have
Flaps and ailerons.
flaps and ailerons. It should be labeled.
They're not.
Okay.
Another thing I've seen on several videos,
Is that they're not labeled.
they're not labeled.
Okay.
Although there is paint marks on here. So
And a dot and a dot.
maybe they have started labeling them. Let's look and see. 'Cause older videos I've watched, they were not labeled.
Well, the only thing I know to do is we'll go ahead and do the we'll bind it to the radio, and then we'll experiment with that when we get to that point. What you think?
Yep.
So what's wrong here with this? Battery goes.
Decipher everything. Battery has to go out.
Yeah, it's got to go to the bottom. That's what I was thinking. Looking at it. So we decided to go with the 3S 11.1 volt, 2200 milliamp batteries, lithiums, and that should be a pretty decent battery for this airplane.
Probably ain't got no audio. I got the wing over the mic.
And I was talking to the camera, so yeah, we're probably. Let's go ahead and pull the radio out.
Why are you looking at me?
Let's silence
That
that.
comes with a book, with a massive book. Look at that.
Oh yeah, that looks like fun. Looks intimidating.
I don't think there's much to it. So just pulling the DX6E out, AA batteries and transmitter, which I don't know if they give the option to do a lithium pack.
It does, apparently. But
The Allen key is for the so you can adjust your radio. For me, it would be about perfect. Somebody was a thumb jammer. This is what thumb jamming is. I don't. I fly 2 fingers. But it's about right for me. If you're thumb jamming, you may want a little longer or a little shorter stick. But pretty decent on the radio. How do you fly? You fly two finger or you thumb jam?
Thumb jam.
You get thumb jam?
I'm a thumb jammer. Yep, it's like that.
I remember my first time.
By the way, a lot better pilot. Jeff's a lot better pilot.
Well,
I like
He is an actual pilot.
Yeah, he's an actual pilot.
I have, well, we've been doing the same amount of time.
You stayed with it, and I took a 20-year hiatus from planes.
And it's so much easier now to fly than it was when we first started learning to fly. We tore up a bunch of airplanes.
Yeah. And if you watched us build them airplanes, they were balsa and Monaco and took 3 to 4 weeks to build, and it took me about 15 seconds to tear all the pieces.
And then we spent all week rebuilding it.
Yep.
All right.
I guess we'll bind it up first.
Yeah, I think that'd be the first thing to do. So
Let's just go ahead and crash it right now. I guess we need to, I don't even know how to do this. I ain't never messed with this.
Oh, really?
I ain't got a battery in
So
it.
you got a bind plug.
So you put the bind plug in.
Put the bind plug in. And then we got to hit the bind here and then turn it on.
We need to go ahead and put this in.
Yep, go ahead and put that in. And you go ahead and turn it over. Let's last gear. There it is. Hold to it.
Oh man, hang on. Do it again.
Battery just fell out.
Shoot. I was getting ready to get some air. It's about 4,000 degrees.
Before you plug it back up, pull the bind plug out of it.
All right.
We'll have to go back and name this airplane in the radio.
We can do that later, right?
Yeah, we'll do that later. Right now, we're just trying to get the build of it.
Should I go ahead and put the battery in so it'll fall out?
Put the battery cover over it. Because we're going to have to figure out.
At least put the straps around it.
We'll have to figure out the aileron and the flaps. Just jump plug through right now. It's alright. Shit. Here.
I ain't doing this real tight.
Yeah, just get that cover, hold it in, just roll over that cover.
Yeah, I'm not flying it right now.
What I liked about, there it goes. Okay, so at this point, let's see if we can figure out which one's the aileron. So we got channel. So these. Okay, it's got a Y connector in here. So here we go. So that Y connector is going to be flaps. I know that for sure. And then the other two will be programmable, which will be the ailerons.
Okay.
So that's pretty simple.
But now we just gotta figure out-
figure out which one it is here. So you're gonna have a dot on each side, or you're gonna have a line on each side.
Let's go with lines.
Okay. So we're gonna do line.
That was an aileron. That's an aileron.
That's an
It
aileron.
moved. Yep.
Okay. So the short ones is lines. Dot.
That's flat.
That's a flap. And this will be a flap.
That was an aileron.
So
the dots
that don't mean anything. I believe I'll have to.
Okay, hang on. It's short and long.
Yep.
The short ones are flaps,
Yep.
and the longer ones are ailerons.
Okay. So now then, we got to figure out which one's right and left aileron now.
That was right.
Okay. Let's see what we got in this. Yep. Use these are backwards. That up should be, which you can change it to radio too. Elevator, rudder's in, so it'll be right, it'll be left, it'll be up, it'll be down, that would be left, it'll be right, and that would be one position. It's pretty simple. Alright, now then, after that goes together, it's not
I don't know if you gotta put the front in first.
here we go. These, okay, so notice this, maybe a piece of tape over there would help, because they're wanting to stay out here. So let's see if we can get them to, what I have done in the past is twist them together. Alright, so let's try that. I think it's small enough that you can still put it in the car or truck all together and not have to take it back apart.
I think so.
That's the way I haul my cub and stuff.
4 screws. These are fine threads. It's the only fine threads in the package.
Yeah, the rest of them are machine screws, which are coarse thread.
I say that, but they ain't going to thread in. But they have to be it.
Probably
It's
just
going-
you probably
it's
just
just
have to
that
center it. And they're also pretty fine
They're
thread.
very fine. Yeah.
What is the difference here? Why does it matter? Is what I'm getting at.
Fine thread is, like Danny was saying a while ago, you got a coarse and a fine thread.
Fine thread has a lot more threads per centimeter, millimeter, inch, whatever measurement you measuring in. It's got more threads, so it takes longer to screw them in.
That's the only reason.
Well, it holds
They're
better.
precise, yeah.
It's more precise.
And if you take them in and out a bunch, then they don't strip the hole out.
Well, camera lady, you can talk when you have questions, because that's the kind of questions other people going to have.
That's exactly right.
Oh, see, I thought I was just supposed to be quiet.
No, I don't care that you're talking.
This is part of it. This is Putney Ridge TV.
It's my wife working the camera. She's also our editor. She likes to post smart comments in.
You're welcome.
It's funny though.
Just a Danny. She's usually pretty good to me.
Give it time.
Just wait, one-legged man.
Yeah, who do you think edited that one?
Okay. So, at this point,
Alright,
it's
now
all
we're gonna
good.
test the throttle again. I'm gonna stand behind it and hold it. Oh yeah. Yeah, it feels good.
There it is.
One E-Flite Valiant.
Now it's all that's
Ready to
left is
fly.
doing a test flight. Yep. So you're gonna have some pieces left over, as we explained earlier. These are float.
Just for the float.
These
For
are
the
for the
floats.
floats. These are for the floats.
That we don't have.
I don't know why they send one extra screw. That's for a wing screw.
One extra wing screw.
One extra landing
screw.
gear screw. One
have-
extra tail screw.
Yep.
So that'll be the extras, and all that's left to do now is let's see where it balances at, see what it looks like.
May not be good. I just have the battery stuck in there.
It's dead on.
Pretty good.
So there's probably a precise measurement of location, but we've been doing this long enough that it's usually if you can reach back with your finger and thumb, it's really close. And we'll follow up with that before the first flight. So at this point, there it is.
What does the balance mean? What is that?
Center of gravity. The wing flies off from a certain point, and so center of gravity is where
If you have too much weight in the front,
it's
it's going to try to fly like this, and then it's not going to fly. So you want it balanced pretty level.
Yep. If it's tail heavy, then it's uncontrollable. A lot of times they're very unstable tail heavy. Nose heavy, they just real fast. So you want a happy medium between the two.
And with models, you play with that with the battery.
Yeah.
You slide it forward and back. Now I just got the battery just hanging in there. It's not even Velcroed in.
And from what I have experienced with the Timber, which is another foam airplane that comes pre-assembled, you can move the battery all around with it, and you can never get it in a place where it flies bad. It flies good in just about any place you put it.
All right, guys. Thanks for watching. Hope you enjoyed it. Hope it was informational. I know it's kind of boring, but
we'll do a follow-up video of it before we fly.
Yeah. You know, assembly videos are boring, but we're trying to show somebody that doesn't know how to do it, how to assemble it. So, you know,
and
hope it was pretty entertaining. But
this is one of our first videos of doing this.
Yeah, so bear with us.
So, yeah, we'll get better at it.
We'll get better. Our camera lady will get better as she smashes the camera and vibrates and
I
everything.
didn't hit the stand and it vibrated everything.
All right, guys. Thanks for watching.